It's our privilege to welcome Burt Jones to The Truth. He is in a runoff today, in fact, for the Republican nomination for governor of Georgia. Soon to be nominee Jones, welcome to The Truth.
Hey, John, good to see you here today, man. I'm pretty sorry we were having troubles getting connected today, but I just have my usual routines here that I try to get done.
Well, I know you've been working your butt off, and I respect that.
Yeah.
What are you thinking? I've looked at a bunch of polls, and they're neck and neck. Do you think the race is going to be as close as the polls are predicting? I guess it really depends on the turnout, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. And obviously, we've got kind of a rainy day here in Georgia, but early voting, we had about 300,000 people turn out for early voting, and which is not a big number. And so, we were anticipating probably, probably anywhere from, 300,000 to 400,000 on voting day. So it just depends on, if this weather clears and people get out to the polls or not. Let's see what happens. But I mean, I feel really good about everything. We've run it's been a long, hard race, but we've kind of, we've left it all on the field, so to speak, and it's up to the voters. But I feel good about our positions. Obviously, President Trump endorsed us, and Governor Kemp recently endorsed us. So you can't have a better 1-2 punch in Georgia than those guys. I mean, those two are the most popular, based on numbers, the most popular elected officials in the state.
Well, we weren't really surprised that President Trump endorsed you because you all have had a good relationship that goes back 4 or 5 years now, at least. What did blow me away is that Kemp endorsed you and seemingly out of left field. What did you make of that? The scuttlebutt was that Jackson was his pick.
Right. Governor Kemp and I have had a great working relationship. I mean, we've always have had one, and even when Governor Kemp and the president were at odds, I still, I had good communications with both of them. That's what goes back to I like all my friends to be friends, but when they're maybe at odds with one another, I don't let that get in the way of my relationships with individuals. So we've had a great working relationship, and obviously we've gotten a lot of things accomplished and in his tenure as governor. And I've been the lieutenant governor for 4 of the 8 years that he has been governor. And so, our relationship never has been strained with anything. We've always had because we're both, we're both, number one, we're both conservatives, and we're both pretty straight shooters on everything and pretty direct. So it makes for an easy working relationship, and I'm proud to have his endorsement. I'm proud to have President Trump's endorsement, and I think that's what's really going to propel us to a win today, is having those two guys on our side.
Well, I definitely think that it's not going to hurt, for sure. And President Trump has been 118 for 118 in his endorsement this cycle. It's unprecedented. Mm-hmm. I mean, he is a force like we've never seen in American politics in the modern day. So
it's the most powerful. It's the most powerful endorsement in modern day politics. No question about it. He is almost unbeatable in endorsements.
Well, the cynical side of me made me think that Kemp was endorsing you because he saw the handwriting on the wall and he was already predicting that you were going to win. And I share that enthusiasm. I hope I'm not jinxing you right now as we speak.
Yeah,
but the people have still got to get to the polls, and you've still got to turn out the vote.
Yeah, I mean, look, the people are the ultimate designers in this thing. And so they've got to get to the polls. And like I said, we've been pushing it, and we're still pushing it as hard as we can do. That's the reason why I'm doing shows like yours, so the Georgia viewers can hear that it is election day, and we need to get out and vote. It's a very important election day. I mean, you got the governor's race, you got the U.S. Senate race, you've got the lieutenant governor's race, and the Secretary of State. So I mean, you've got those are all 4 very big, positions here in the state government, and and quite frankly, we need a good ticket to run against the Democrats in November. And I think I give us the best opportunity to win. I don't think people are looking for a 75-year-old healthcare billionaire as their representative. If you think you're going to get crossover votes, you think you're going to garner independents and moderate Democrats to vote for you. I think you. Yeah, I don't think that is the recipe. I don't think that my opponent is the answer to that equation.
His candidacy to me seemed to be kind of a fantasy that somebody envisioned, that they thought he could come out and, first of all, create a dark money pack that spent its money slandering you, really, and saying just nasty, ugly things, and then that he was going to somehow come out as being some sort of a savior to the Republican Party. And then we've subsequently learned that a lot of people question whether he's a Republican at all, having given money to Liz Cheney, Jeff Duncan, who I consider to be the Antichrist, and not to mention his wife giving money to Stacey Abrams. And Nikki Haley. Those don't seem to be very strong Republican credentials in my view. Your thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, look, I've been calling him a closet Democrat the whole time because he's not a conservative guy. He's never been active in any kind of Republican politics. You go back to 2020, I was out fighting for the constituents of Georgia, and this guy was nowhere to be found. 2022, same thing. And 2024, I was, crisscrossing the state trying to get President Trump reelected in 24, and he was donating to all of President's opponents at that time. So, yeah, I don't think he's a conservative. I think it's been a Hollywood production candidacy. He can't go anywhere without teleprompters or a note card or some consultant whispering in his ear. And, he's just not a genuine person. I can just tell you that right now. He's not genuine. He's just trying to sell. He's just trying to, basically fool the public, and he's I give him credit. He's done a pretty good job of fooling a lot of people, but I don't think he's going to fool all the voters of Georgia, because Georgia's, the state's not for sale, and I think that's going to be the equation that helps us.
We're also very excited to welcome Nessa's Hemp as a advertiser on our show. And I don't put my name behind something unless I actually believe in it. So when I tell you about Nessa's Hemp, I want you to listen up. Nessa's Hemp is a Chicago-based hemp company founded by Nessa. And what she has built is really something special. We're talking clean, high-quality hemp products with no gimmicks, just real ingredients, real transparency, and real results. Whether you're dealing with stress, sleep issues, or inflammation is the enemy, or you just want to add something natural to your wellness routine, Nessa's Hemp has something for you. And right now, in our city, head over to nessahemp.com. That's NESAS hemp.com and check out what they've got. Use the promo code John at checkout for a discount, and that's just for our listeners. Nessa's Hemp, homegrown, honest, right there in Chicago. We do vet our advertisers, and this one is called Masculine Man Essentials, and they've got a line of cosmetic type products for men, specifically deodorant. And they've got multiple fragrances of men's deodorant. They've got Rocket Man. They've also got Freedom deodorant and Bootlegger Baron deodorant. So I've got it's all roll on. It's organic, doesn't hurt the environment, doesn't have those sprays that emit stuff into the air. And so you might want to check out Masculine Man Essentials. And just before we get to our first interview, I want to take a second to tell you that I'm personally using them. These are premium natural deodorants made specifically for men who want to stay fresh without loading their body up with chemicals and aluminum. I didn't know that spray-on deodorant had aluminum, but that's what I'm told. No harsh stuff, no weird fragrances, just a clean, fresh smell with effective protection that actually works all day long. You know, I'm a tennis player. I play tennis just about every day. I dab a little bit of that Manly Man deodorant on before I go play tennis. Then I do it again after I shower. If you're tired of deodorants that don't work or are packed with ingredients you can't even pronounce, you need to check these guys out. Go to masculinemanessentials.com and use the program code TRUTH for a discount on your first order. That's masculinemanessentials.com. And we'll have that link in the show notes for you as well. You know, the fact of the matter is, girls just don't like guys that smell bad. They just don't like smelly dudes. So if you want to impress the ladies, make sure you get some Masculine Man Essentials and use the program code TRUTH so you can even get a discount in the process. Burt, give us your top 2 or 3 policy positions that you will work for when you become governor.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's always about taxes and regulations. We're going to continue to lower the state income tax. We've done it 4 years in a row. We're going to continue to work on property taxes for homeowners, lessening that burden. We capped it this past year. Obviously, we're going to continue to work on educational opportunities, public safety, and economic development. You know, and it's a simple message, but it's the things that we deal with all the time here in the state. And we want to continue to make Georgia the most competitive place to live, work, and raise a family. I'm talking about, well, number one, for economic opportunities, and then also best place to live, work, and raise a family. And Georgia's had a great run, and it's been because of good common sense conservative leadership, like myself, like Governor Kemp, like Governor Deal before him, and both legislative branches. You know, we don't do everything perfect. But we are better than most, and an envy of a lot of other states. So you know, I hope people will remember that when they go to the polls, that, you know, this is not, we don't need somebody to parachute in and save us from ourselves, because quite frankly, you know, like I said, we don't do everything perfect, but we sure have gotten a lot of things right.
Well, I happen to agree with you. One of the things that we continually hear from our audience is the frustration over a lack of government accountability. And you see right there in Fulton County, Georgia, a really out of control district attorney that did everything wrong and ethically violated her oath of office and the canons of ethics as a member of the Georgia Bar, and going after the Trump 19. And she employed her paramour. They went on elaborate trips around the country, some of that funded by Georgia taxpayers. Clearly, Nathan Wade had no RICO experience, but he was paid a premium to bring be a RICO advisor in her lawsuit. She's really an embarrassment to the state, yet she's still in office, and I don't see any ramifications. What say you?
Yeah, well, look, I mean, obviously, you know, I had my own run-ins with Fani Willis. She tried to do all those things that she did to the 19 to me. She, you know, they chased after me for 2.5 years, trying to indict me, quite frankly. And I was the first one to beat her in court, and obviously because all her claims were completely bogus. You know, she wasted close to $20 million of taxpayer money. We do, you know, and you know, the ones who did get indicted, they have an opportunity to try to get their funds back. But yeah, she's horrible. We set up, and I led the charge on this, on setting up a prosecutor oversight committee, and I would like to be in charge of the person who heads that committee up. And go after these rogue DAs. You know, she's not the only one I don't think is doing her job properly. I think we have a handful of DAs here in the state that, when they're not performing their duties, their sworn duties, they need to be held accountable. And so, and she's a perfect example of somebody who uses her position for political gain, but she also uses it as a bully pulpit, which is totally unacceptable. And 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 I'll be the one to see about those who are not prosecuting criminals, wrongfully prosecuting innocent people. They need to be held accountable.
Well, not to mention the fact that she spent a lot of money back and forth to Washington coordinating with the White House and the White House counsel's office. I think it was a travesty of justice. Well, I've known a lot of politicians in my day, Burt. The thing I really appreciate about you is that you are direct and you are down to earth. And I don't believe that you spew a lot of things that are not true. When I ask you questions, I get straight answers. And I really do appreciate that. And I think you would be good for the people of Georgia. And I hope that there's a big celebration at the end of the day when the votes are counted, and we wish you well.
Yep. I appreciate that, John. Yeah, I'm the same exact person, I was when I graduated from Woodward Academy to my days of graduating from University of Georgia, moving forward. I'm a straightforward person, and I treat everybody how I think people ought to be treated. And then, I always try to side on what's right and what's in the best interest for my constituents. And like I said, hopefully people will see through that. I think that's the only thing that's really, obviously I've had $200 million that's been spent against me. And the only thing that has really saved me is my people that know me, and they know what my real reputation is, and they know what my moral compass is. And look, you spend a lifetime building a reputation. And at the end of the day, the currency that you operate on and you trade on is your word. And so if you ever lose people's faith, then they won't come to your defense. And I've had literally thousands of people who have stood up and just pointed out that these lies that they're telling about Burt Jones are just absolutely so off the wall that they're not even believable.
Well, I think it's noise. I think most people know that it's noise. Well, the other thing I've noticed about you, Burt, is half the time that you and I talk, you make some reference of having spent time or just come indoors from playing with your children outside. And I know you're a good dad, and that's certainly commendable from somebody that's raised 3 adult young men. So keep up the good work. Good luck tonight. And we look forward to having you back on The Truth as the Republican nominee for governor. And then we got to go to work in earnest. And the people of Georgia, go vote. Go vote.
Yep.
Ronald Reagan told us freedom is not free. Today is your chance to go ensure our freedoms and get to the polls. And that's The Truth.
Yes, sir.
I'm John Gordon. Thank you, Burt Jones.